Hello and welcome to Mile High Reefers. I'm Scott Anderson, and today we're going to take a tank tour of this 90-gallon system. I like making these videos because I can see how much change there's been in my tank. So truly these videos are as much for me as they are for you. But since my last video in December, there have been big changes in the tank. I've redone the aquascape, which you've hopefully seen in my other videos, added a sump, added a calcium reactor, and the corals are responding really well. So come with me, take a look, and I hope you like what you see. Alright, so here's the full tank view, and the big changes that you'll see are the extra jets on each side. And I did that to kind of spread the water flow out a little bit, and I also hooked up a squid to that. So I think the squid is going to make a huge difference to the water flow. But basically what the squid does is it takes the water flow returning from the sump down below and then randomizes it. So sometimes it's coming out this one and sometimes it's coming out these two. And it's a little mechanical device that takes no electricity, but it does a great job. And you can see in my sand bed, it's kind of got blown around. That's before the squid. Now the corals are opening up more, the sand's not blowing around. It just seems like a lot better system. So I'll give you a little view of the squid and then we'll take a look at the corals. Okay, so you can see the squid right there in the center. And basically it takes the water from the sump and then randomizes it to which side it's going to go to. So the more water you run through it, the faster it randomizes it. So you can see that I've got one going to the return on the right, and then the one on the left goes off to the other two. So not much to it. These things cost like 40 bucks. I of course didn't pay for mine because it came with the tank. So just got it hooked up, but it seems to make a huge difference. Okay, so this time around I'm going to throw you for a little bit of a loop and start on the right side of the tank. So we're going to start with the torch. This guy is doing fantastic. He's splitting from 2 heads to 3, which is just great. These guys are real slow growers, but I'm glad to see a little growth out of this guy. Then I've got the little green button polyps down there. They never seem real happy, but they're doing okay. They got lots of colors. And especially since I've changed over to these 20K metal halides, you can just see the color is so much better and everything. The torch is now green. This acro was turned in kind of a peach color, and now it's turning kind of a purplish blue again, like it's supposed to be under the metal halides. So it's going really well. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this one before, but it's an ORA piece, and I've had it in here for 3 months, about 3 months, and it's got new branches on it and everything. It's doing extremely well. The pink bird's nest is just doing awesome. Love this thing. He just, after the initial acclimation where the tips bleached out, I've had no problems with him. So he's just been a stellar piece to the tank. Lots of color. He's encrusted on that rock. There's no way you're getting him off without breaking him into a million pieces. And then this acro, when I bought him, was green. Under the old lighting, he kind of turned this brownish white color, so hopefully he'll color back up. Not holding tons of hope out for him, but he's still alive. He never puts his polyps out, but we'll see. And then this is the newest acro addition to the tank. It's just a purple acro, but you can see he's got those really long polyps on there. They're a little bit different color than the body, so really pretty. Hope he's a quick grower, but I'm loving him to death. And then this leather coral, let's see if we can focus in a little better. This leather coral has just been doing fantastic. Under the old lighting, he turned kind of a pink color, and then under this lighting, he's turned this brilliant green. So loving him to death. He's really opening up, polyps out. He's had really good growth, so I'm really happy with him. And that is a, and forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, Singulera spaghetti leather. So then the zoes are doing good. They've all attached to the rock and they're spreading out, so I gotta love that. And then the hammer coral. He looks terrible right now, doesn't he? Well, this may be the most regular coral I have ever seen. About every day this time, he takes a crap, hate to use the language, but he takes a crap and then pulls in. Kind of funny, but every day he does that. So most regular coral ever. So the Xenia I have moved onto its own little rock in the sand bed. They were just going crazy and taking over the piece of live rock they were on. Alright, so the Stylophora, when he wasn't under the 20K lights, under the old crappy 15K Odyssey lights, he was yellow. And then under the 20Ks, you can see he is just this awesome green color. So he is just doing great. The Galaxia, unfortunately, hasn't colored up very much. Little disappointed by that, but his tips are turning green. He's been under those lights for a long time, but no real growth or anything. So, little disappointed, but hopefully he'll come around. This Red Monty is doing really pretty well. You can see he's attached to the rock he's on. He's growing out. He's probably about 20% bigger than when I bought him. So I'm pretty happy with him. And then the green bird's nest. He may not look real healthy in the picture you're seeing, but to me this is huge. I had a temperature issue in my tank. I believe my son unplugged the heater and I went like a week without finding it. I would check my temperature and it'd be 78 during the day. Of course, I'm running metal halides, so that's heating the water. But at night, it was dropping pretty low. So I noticed a few things starting to bleach out, and this was one of them. The whole center of him completely bleached out, and I thought he was going to die. But I got the temperature stabilized. I really worked on my alkalinity and calcium. Those have become pretty stable. And now he's got brown all over his body. His polyps are turning green, so he's coloring back up, so I'm happy. Alright, this candy cane is doing just fantastic. I bought him with 3 heads. He's got 6 full heads and 2 more that are splitting, so he'll soon be 8. So really happy with him. And then the Durasa clam. This guy grows just like mad. He keeps changing colors on me. He's been pink, he's been burgundy, he's been green. He's kind of doing this greenish brown thing. I'm not sure what color he's going to end up or stay, but I'm not too worried about his health because his growth has been dramatic. I've had him since about November and he's about doubled in size. I think he's probably a fair bit of why I couldn't keep my calcium levels in my tank when I was dosing by hand, because he was using so much. I mean, you can see all of this white on here. That's all new growth. So he just grows like mad. And then we got their Duncans and the it's not a candy cane, trumpet coral. So the Duncans and the trumpet, they're doing really well. Well, the Duncans are doing really well. The trumpets has a little tissue recession going on, and I think that's due to the old lighting. It seems like it stopped, but all I can do is kind of watch him. But just to contrast, this Duncans has been in the tank about a month less than this Duncans. And for whatever reason, this guy really doesn't like to open his polyps. This guy's fully open. Don't ask me, but this guy's like lots of tiny little heads, and this guy's just big heads. So not sure what's going on with him, but he seems to be doing okay. And then this is the new cup coral or chalice coral. It's an alienite chalice, and it is just gorgeous. It's got the green and the purple. It's supposed to be a really fast grower. The LFS in Fort Collins took this off a mother colony that's probably about 2.5 feet across. So, and they said that the mother colony was a little bigger than this about 1.5 to 2 years ago. So at least the mother colony it came from was a really fast grower. So we'll see how that guy does, but I have high hopes for him. So here's the other pink bird's nest. Same species as the one we saw, just a little bit smaller. But I picked him up because he was dirt cheap and gorgeous. I love the color, the pink and everything. So he's doing really well. And then the kryptonite candy cane, there's 2 heads there, trying to get you focused in, and they're both splitting. So love the color on this guy. He hasn't grown quite as fast as the other one, but the color is spectacular. And then we got our frog spawn. He is doing just great. Under the old lighting, he had kind of turned pink and he had lost all his green. Now that he's back under now that he's under 20 Ks, all the green's coming back and he's looking just gorgeous. He always comes out. Looks like he's got a couple heads that may be splitting, and he's got the little heads growing out, so he looks happy and healthy. So love this guy, and he's doing great. And then last but not least is kind of the noxious weed back corner. I've got a Colt coral, which I think is a really cool coral, who doesn't really seem to harm anybody. He grows well, and he kind of likes it back there where there's no water flow or anything. And then the waving hand Anthelia you see in the back, it grows like mad. It'll grow on everything, but so far it's kind of contained itself to the back corner. And of course, we have our anemone with Hermie crab. He's been in here ever since we redid the aquascape, and he will not get happy. He runs around the tank, he goes everywhere, he crawls under the rocks. He just will not find a place that he loves to stay. So I hope he finds a place he loves. He's kind of been like in that corner lately, not sure why. It's dark, not a lot of water flow, but maybe it's low stress. And the crab goes wherever he goes, and he always has those little maxillas out fanning the water. So at least he's happy, he's healthy, he's shed his skin a few times, so he's growing good. So I'm going to leave you with a full shot of the tank. Okay, so there's a full shot of the tank. I am really happy with the way this thing's turning out. If you go back and look at some of my first videos, the December, November videos, you can see that the change has been dramatic. I've fixed the aquascaping. The corals are much happier. They're healthier. I've got more of them. The color's better. It's just so much better all the way around. So I hope you like this overview of my tank. Keep watching. Many more episodes to come. And like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.